These are just some of the faces of children whose lives were cut too short in Cleveland. They're the focus of a stunning report finding homicide victims in the city, and their attackers are getting younger.
A complete shift, that so much younger, so much more violent than we had even 10 years ago.
Prosecutor Michael O'Malley says a shortage of homicide detectives is partly to blame, keeping these cases from getting solved. Tonight, our 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis is tracking the effectiveness of Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson's administration in solving the shortage.
Well, according to both county and city leaders, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson's administration has not yet lived up to improving Cleveland police staffing levels. And a new report by the county prosecutor's office outlines some of the problems it's caused. It's the subject of tonight's News 5 Mayor Tracker.
The faces of Cleveland's young homicide victims in 2018 and 2019. More than 24, all under the age of 18.
Victims are getting younger, assailants are getting younger.
Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Michael O'Malley says 7 of 17 homicide cases involving children in the past 2 years remain unsolved. The report also uncovering
48% of the homicides, I believe, are being committed by individuals 24 or younger. That to me is amazing.
O'Malley says a severe shortage of homicide detectives is partly to blame. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson set aside a budget to fully staff the homicide unit. However,
there's been commitments that 23 people would be staffing that unit, and we're at a situation where we're at 12.
But according to city and county leaders and families who are dealing with unsolved homicide cases, the News 5 Mayor Tracker promise to restaff the Detective Bureau has not yet been started.
But something has to happen. Every day, every minute, we're having additional homicides in Cleveland, and it's causing them to have backlog.
The families of D'Angelo Smith, 16-year-old Andre Bello III, and 6-year-old Lyric Lawson still waiting for justice. Their homicide cases still unsolved. Families say the limited number of detectives are doing the best they can, but say, how can the Cleveland Homicide Unit continue to be staffed at little more than 50%?
This is not okay. Our family is hurting. We have lost people back to back.
And as for the Jackson administration promise to have 1,700 officers on the streets in 2019, city leaders say that hasn't happened yet either due to officer retirements. The News 5 Mayor Tracker on that promise, stuck and incomplete.
And in response to our story, Cleveland Police Headquarters would only say it's working on hiring more detectives, while Mayor Jackson's office told us it will have new information on police staffing levels coming up on Monday. Reporting here in Cleveland, I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis.